Hi, my name is Levi and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Nalagenetics, and we are here to help providers unlock the power of personalized care. Personalization of care is important because $80 billion globally is wasted on trial and error prescriptions. And in Southeast Asia, the number is about $1.5 billion. However, up to 70% of adverse drug reactions have high genetic associations, which means that genetic testing can help with drug response. Genetic testing currently in developing markets are not that impactful because there's a severe lack of support for the physicians who are supposed to prescribe them, and also lack of evidence of the biomarkers that we are testing in the local population, because most of the genetic discoveries are actually based on Caucasian populations in developed markets. So imagine a solution where a doctor has an end-to-end solution and support for personalized care that gives not only genetic information, but also helps them contribute to validate biomarkers by gathering real-world evidence data with their patients. And what does that solution look like? Well, Ina can tell you all about it. Ina's doctor helped her choose the right medication to stay off cancer with Nalagenetics. Ina has just completed her breast cancer chemotherapy and is about to be prescribed tamoxifen. Thankfully, her doctor checks for drug-gene interaction first and found out that she qualifies for CYP2D6 testing. So her doctor orders a collection kit to be sent to Ina's home, and Ina is guided by our team, Astrid, to collect her samples with a buccal swab. Ina gets a report back 3 to 5 days later, and her doctor decides to actually prescribe aromatase inhibitor instead of tamoxifen, which is the standard therapy, to reduce her chance of breast cancer recurrence. And because her personalized prescription is slightly different from her peers, Ina monitors her symptoms via mobile app to help her physicians track her progress, but most importantly, treat others like her. So this approach was developed with experts in 70+ years in genomic discovery and translation, and I'm very thankful to be working with my co-founders who I've met in Genome Institute of Singapore, Astrid, JJ, and Sandro, and also the advice of Alex, who's currently the faculty chair in UCI for pharmacy, and also Satish, who's a serial entrepreneur in biotech. We work a lot in upgrading our hospital partners' capabilities because we believe that it brings value to other health stakeholders in the healthcare system. So our end-to-end services for hospitals, there's no downside for them to join us because it's free for doctors, there are minimum requirements for infrastructure, and there's continuous expert support and knowledge. And moreover, they can also collaborate with us in research, which helps them to retain doctors in their system. And hopefully all these services actually translates to willingness to pay from the patients who get personalized therapy and convenient procedure and follow-up. And finally, with enough data, also with payers, because payers get revenue from stronger branding positions for private insurance and also reduce costs of unnecessary hospitalizations and extra care. Our solution of being able to upgrade a hospital system to practice personalized care with minimum requirement is really positioned to win developing markets, where other competitors like Tempus, UScript, or Color, who run a centralized lab operation system in the US and clinical data management, don't have insight to. Some of our other competitors like 23andMe and Circle skip work with doctors completely and go straight to the patients. But we believe working with hospitals is actually very important to design, develop, and commercialize tests that are highly relevant and impactful. So we've developed preemptive pharmacogenomics programs with Raffles Medical and UC Irvine, and also risk prediction of chronic conditions with multiple healthcare systems in Singapore, pharmacogenomics panels with multiple healthcare systems in Indonesia as well, in psychiatry, leprosy, and also breast cancer, and also increasing the use for qPCR testing in COVID-19, not only for diagnosis, but also for screening with CISD and Atmajaya. Our B2B2C approach and working with this hospital systems in research and product development also bring us a lot more lifetime value because they're more engaged with us for the long term. We also have a diversified revenue stream because we can offer multiple assets for whatever genetic needs that a hospital system may have. We plan to break even in early 2023 with key milestones such as PGX core regulatory approval, which is our genetic test kit, as well as the risk prediction software launch, which happens sometime next year. And at the end of the day, Nalagenetics really believes that to scale, it needs to partner with the right partners to build capabilities and data for preventive health. We combine genetic data, clinical outcomes, and patient behavior, and therefore better clinical recommendations for them and insights for partners to therefore increase even more provider adoption. Thank you so much for listening.